Hello, my name is Eva Encinias, and it's a pleasure to be here with you teaching a beginning class for the older kids now, from 9 to 13, 14, I think. So this is a beginning class, and you know, I'm going to try to be sure that everything is well explained and you can follow along my steps. We're going to be learning some sevillanas. Sevillanas is a folk dance that comes from Sevilla, Spain. And it's made up of 4 short dances, what we call coplas. And eventually it's done in partners. Each copla is made up of 3 variations, and between each variation you change places with your partner, so it's kind of fun. We won't actually see that happen until a little later in our class, but I'm going to start teaching you some of the basic steps today. So before we get started doing that, I'd like to introduce Eloy Gonzalez on guitar, and Eloy is going to be playing sevillanas for us. Now, sometimes sevillanas is sung. We use the cante to sing the sevillanas, but often it's done with melodies on the guitar. And so he's going to do the first copla of sevillanas for you. He's going to play that. And I'll accompany with some palmas. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. If you could hear the melody that is kind of the foundation of this, pa 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 pa, pa 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 pa, when he gets into those sections, that's where the variations are starting. And then between the variations, there's a bridge, or what would you call it? There's the theme, but then what connects the themes? Is it the pasada? You call that the theme? So he's calling the pasada, or where we transition from one to the other, from one variation to the other, the theme. So we're going to start looking at that, but before I do it with you, I'm going to dance it for you, okay? Now, this is with arms, and I'm going to do all the variations, I think, facing the camera. All right, now, okay, so here we go. When you're ready, we can go from compás. Oh, see if you can follow this rhythm pattern. I prepare my arms, I bring them up. So this is called the Paso de Sevillana. Don't worry, I'm going to break it all down for you. Pasada, we come around. We do our Sevillana again. Then we do a step called the Mata la Araña. Mata la Araña. And then we do another Pasada. And then another Sevillana. Then we do 4 pasadas. We pivot. Okay, so don't worry, that was a little fast. We'll be doing it much slower, and I'm going to break down all the steps for you. In the first copla, there are 3 steps that we use. I was sort of describing them as I went. There's the paso de Sevillana, there's the pasada, sometimes referred to as the panaderos, there's the mata la araña. Okay, so those are 3 steps that comprise the first copla of Sevillanas. So the first thing we do is we learn the paso de Sevillanas. Now, before the paso starts, you saw that I was doing some palmas. Palmas is hand clapping. And throughout flamenco, we use palmas all the time. We use it to lead the class. We use it to stay together as musicians and dancers. We use it to encourage and embellish things that are happening. Palmas is very important in flamenco. The rhythm in the Sevillanas is pa, pa, pa. Pa, 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 pa. The are your foot, the pas are your hands. So we go pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa, pa. So this is a 6-count phrase. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the palmas is on 2, 3, and 5. The foot is on the 1 and the 4. Ole! So you can practice that for me, okay? Now, that's to set up the copla, right? I like to use palmas so that it helps the dancer to feel the compás, to feel the musical phrasing, so that they're ready to go with their steps with a good sense of time. So, here we go with our Paso de Sevillana. Now, it looks more complicated than it is. It starts with the rock forward, rock back. Do that again. Step together, step together. Again. Step together, step together. Now, to change sides, the front foot comes to the back. Then you do the same thing on the other side. You rock forward, rock back. Rock forward, rock back. Rock forward, rock back. Front leg to the back. Now, when we actually do the Paso de Sevillana, we only do 1 rock forward, 1 rock back, and change sides. So let me show you what I mean. Rock forward, rock back, change. Step together, circle. Step, touch, circle the leg. Step, touch, circle. Step, touch, circle. Step, touch, circle. So the leg that just touched is the leg that does the circle. After we go, step, touch, that leg that just touched comes back. So then you're ready to do it on the other side. And this is called the Paso de Sevillana. Let's do it a little bit with some compás, just straight compás, Eloy. One more, and hold. How did you do? Could you see what I was doing? When I'm saying touch, I'm not sure that you can see it on the video or not, but I'm touching the ball of my foot, touching the ball of my foot. I'm not touching the whole foot, but I'm trying to step on the whole foot, and then the touch is just the ball of the foot. And then I step back and do the same thing here, and then I circle the leg. So this is called the Paso de Sevillana. Let's do a few more. Ready? Here we go. And step, touch, circle. Step, touch, circle. Step, touch, circle. Step, touch, circle, and hold. Okay? So that's our Paso de Sevillana. Next, the next step we're going to learn is a step called Mata la Araña. Do you know what that means? It means kill the spider. I didn't make up the name, but that's what the step is called, and you'll see why. We go back, side, front, squish. Back, side, front, squish. This is a little easier, this step, yes? From here, from the squish, we step back. Back, side, front, touch. Now, what am I touching again? The ball of my foot. Back, side, front, the ball of my foot. Back, side, front, squish. Back, side, front, squish. Back, side, front, step. Now, from here, you have to remember, you have to step back. Back, side. Then it'll work real easy. But if you step front, trouble. But you've got to step to the back. And between each one, there's a 2-beat rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. Okay? Now, so this is a good place for us to take a little break. We're going to come back and continue our study of the Pasos of Sevillana.